Good morning and welcome back. Today is the last day of July. Look at that, 31st of July 2026. I'm going to go over my pre-market prep. Let me just open up my trading view. Levels are already in the premium Discord. Let me go into the let's start off with the week. As we're at the end of the month, let's start from the monthly, work our way down. And just check in, make sure my mic's on, everything's running, which is good. Okay, so looking at the monthly on ES, SPX looks really oversold, but monthly on ES looks also really, must say oversold and overbought. Look at the distance we've got. Let me just bring my pen back. Look at that big distance from the last couple of months down to the 50 moving average. Last time I was back down, it was in April. That was a year ago. We haven't been back down there for over a year. We tried, failed, held this uptrend. We're pretty extended, decline in volume on the green months, especially on those big wide range candles. Let's get my pen over here. I can draw in. So we had these two big wide range candles with decline in volume. That's not a good sign for strength from buyers. Look how extended, overextended we are. We have got some big gap there to the 50. The last time I was back down in that area was back in April 2025. And then obviously we can say back down in the end of 2022. But we are really extended. RSI is right up there as well. Are we winding up an elastic band ready for that flip back down? I've taken a bit of a bet on the market. I call it a bet. I've actually taken a short yesterday on SPX cash in my trading CMC account. So my entry was a bit further down around about this area here. I think it was 7,400. So I'm looking for a potential short, looking at potential weakness in the market. You know, we've finally broken that structure. I was looking for a break of structure, and that's why I got in. My out will be 7,500, so if we breach that, I'll get out and I'll wait for another entry later. So that's my swing play I've taken, and that was yesterday. Going back down onto the monthly, we are really extended. RSI is really high as well. We're going to end the month most likely inside that monthly range. Again, tough trading times. Easy when it's doing this, easy when it's doing that, hard when it's doing that, hard when it's doing that, and hard when it's doing that. So it makes it really, really difficult trading. Dropping down to the weekly, I'm just going to quickly flick through these as we're at last day of the week as well. Holding this pattern, holding this top potential reversal pattern. We haven't yet seen the reversal. Left shoulder, head or a double-headed beast, and right shoulder. Almost tried to break it at FOMC day, and we haven't quite broken it yet. I'm still waiting for it to reject back down. We've got a couple of areas. This is a key area for me if we do break down 7,000 psychological number. RSI is creeping back up again. We're back in that overbought territory again, so making the weekly pretty overbought. And look, we are extended from the 50 moving average. Not been down there since March this year. And we rarely have these big gaps away from home base. Dropping down now to the daily. Let's review yesterday, last few days. Yesterday was a wide range green bar with less volume than the previous day's wide range red bar. Still above average volume, so we can't ignore that. So I'm kind of watching this area. For me, this daily 50 moving average is key. We were holding it, holding it, holding it, holding it, and then we closed below it. And then we rejected it, and we just rejected it today in the pre-market. Let's see what happens. For me, I'm remaining neutral, and while we're below the 50, we can say we've lost institutional support, so a slight bearish bias, but only very slight. RSI is smacked back down in that 50% area, so neutral bias as well on the RSI. If we were to find areas of rejections and bounces, on this daily, we've got that big volume shelf, big area confluence around 74.50. That's level I will talk about in a few minutes. And then we've got this other volume shelf above, sitting around 75.50. So those two key areas, we know about them a lot. It was that big area of confluence while I was waiting for this zone to either hold or reject. We were holding, and we lost it. What was the floor became the ceiling. So that is the daily. We are still in an uptrend. There's no illusion that we're in a downtrend. We are, however, going sideways. We talked about market stages. You know, we've got this micro stage on this daily. We've got this big daily stage. Are we looking at a stage 3? I'm not going to go into that. I'll talk about it enough. Are we going to come out of that stage 3? I meant, are we going to continue, or are we going to reject back down? With likely areas, that's 7,000. Dropping down now to the hourly. Let's get some levels for today. We are breaking this trend line. Look at this. We broke out just at the end of yesterday's session. So for me, I do quite like a couple of areas. I'm watching for a potential bounce in this area, exactly where we are right now. That is around 74. Let me just look at my levels, because what levels I put in, it doesn't quite match up. 74.80, I've got 74.50. 74.50 break and retest over yesterday's high. We're well and truly over that area. Okay, I'll have to readjust that. Not quite sure what I was looking at. Definitely wasn't that screen. Okay, so I'm going to go through my levels again on the premium Discord. Bear with me on that. So these are the areas I'm watching. I'm just wondering whether I was looking at. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. Areas I'm watching today. I'm still keeping an eye on the 7,500 area as a psychological number. Not below. Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure what I was looking at on my chart. This is I was looking at SPX. My level's all based on SPX. I had my SPX chart open because I was obviously shorting that SPS catch yesterday. Okay, that's why my level's not quite matching. SPX, by the way, is where I'm watching 7,500 for the rejection. This area here, by the way. This is what I'm watching on SPX 7,500. That's my rejection on my swing play. I was thinking, have we just gone over 7,500? I should be out of my swing play already. So this is where I got in yesterday about, I think it was about here, around 7,400 on SPX. And I'm watching 7,500, that's my out. And I'm looking for, obviously, a reaction back down. So apologies, let me just update the Discord. No, above levels for SPX, not ES. I didn't even notice. I was looking at SPX. There you go. So I will come back to that and do my new levels. So that does change things a little bit because I was looking at yesterday's levels and no pre-market levels. I still like this. I did say I like the break and retest over yesterday's high. So I still like the bounce down at 74.82. Remember this level? We put it in a while back. Area confluence, kind of rejected it there, and it came back into play in the post market. So the bounce around here I like, it's good. Otherwise, if we lose pre-market high, I like it short back down onto this trend line area. Look at that big volume shelf, 74.50, key area as well. We came into that yesterday, rejected it, and then we just grinded our way through it afterwards. So for me, 74.50 for the bounce. Let me just put this in. 74.50 bounce, 7,500 rejection, and then do I like the break and retest over pre-market high? Maybe, and I do quite like that 74.50. No, in fact, my favourite play today is a break over pre-market low short, or a bounce. Excuse me, in that area. Otherwise, a bounce off that 74.50. That's the trend line. Trend line, retest. I think that's pretty much it. Really, really simple plays. We've got this big area of confluence here. Bottoms pivots, tops of pivots, gap fill area, tops of pivots, and it's kind of yesterday's close area as well. So for me, I like this area. If we lose this area, I like it short. I don't really want to take an ORB long into 7,500. That's just immediately above. If we get over that area, I like the ORB long into pre-market high. Otherwise, if I'm looking for an orb short, it's got to be below pre-market high, yesterday's low. Bearing in mind, that is also the retest of yesterday's high, and I like bouncing those areas usually. And then 74.50, massive big volume shelf, big area of confidence as well. Big rejection there yesterday. We got a volume shelf from yesterday's session there as well, and a few days prior to that. So for me, I like the bounce around this zone, 74.50. For the bounce, I like the break and retest under 74.82. Put that down as well. Watch for the bounce. Pre-market high. Yesterday's high. And that's pretty much it really. I don't see anything else. So we are breaking out of this trend line. So let's see what happens whether we hold over this trend line, or whether we immediately come back down again. So that's the key area. We'll be watching order flow. We'll be looking at both, I'm just looking at volume as well. I'll be looking at both buying and selling, looking for buying and selling weakness in these places. So I want to see buyers step up as we bounce down there. If we lose that area, I want to see weakness from sellers and weakness from buyers and sellers step up. And then I'll be watching that 74.50 for potential bounce. It is a volume shelf and it's a confidence area as well. So nice, easy levels. Right. SPY. So apologies for that. I just updated my Discord levels as well. SPY. Make sure I'm back on SPY. Here we go. So SPY, exactly the same. I like this area here for a bounce. We may be starting it already. If we lose that area, look for a rejection down. We'll be breaking that little uptrend we've been in for the last few days. Otherwise, keep an eye on that 737 for a bounce as well. Big volume shelf. Lots of bottom tail pivots in that zone as well. So maybe we might see a reaction down there. We will be inside yesterday's range as well. Makes it difficult to trade. And that's why be wary going short. If we bounce, we'll be coming outside of yesterday's range, above yesterday's high. And that could be a nice, easy play into pre-market high. And then keep an eye on that 750 as a psychological number. SPX, we know the levels now. These are what I was looking at earlier. I like the breakout over this zone. So this is what I'm looking for today. A break and retest of that zone. We may have done it in pre-market. We'll be opening up around this area. So just be wary. 7,500 is where I'll be coming out of my swing play. If we break above that and close above it, that is. If we just put a top in tally and it comes back down, then I won't be coming out of it. I'll be holding on to it. 7,500 is a key area. Watch for rejection. There is a gap fill as well. Otherwise, if we break this yesterday's high area, let's look for reaction back down. We can target 73 down to 7,200, 7,300 down to 73.50. Nasdaq. So it's put me out of sorts now. Now, kind of my brain. I did think the numbers were a bit odd when I was doing the pre-market, but I didn't clock it. Obviously, I'm getting into holiday mode. My brain's not really thinking in the market that much because I'm looking to go away. I'm going away next week. Broken the trend line on Nasdaq. So for me, I like the retest back down at 27,600, 27,500 area. If we get back down there, keep an eye on 28,000. That's an area to watch for a bounce. Otherwise, we've got 29,000 above. That's a reaction point as well. We're coming into areas of confidence. There's a small volume shelf there as well. We kind of rejected it a few times in pre-market. So 28,500, break and retest long, or we're looking for a reaction back down again. You know, we had this big move yesterday. So one thing of interest, we had FOMC put in this big move and the market broke structure. We came back, retested it for the short, which I like it. And then we had decline in volume as market opens, which is not a really good sign. Big indecision candle there with increased volume. And then decrease in volume as price pushes up. Maybe that's a sign of weakness. It could be just grinding up. But we are putting in this left shoulder, head, right shoulder pattern right now. That's why I like the break and retest a pre-market low. Short into yesterday's high. Keep an eye on that area for a potential bounce on Nasdaq. QQQ, or the Qs. We're under the 200 moving average. Let's see if we can get back down to this 50 average down here. Watch for a bounce at 684, 685 area. That's yesterday's high. Otherwise, breaking over pre-market high long into 700 target. That's pretty much it, really. Oil next, green today. Funny, all the markets green and oil's green. Are they suddenly in line with each other? We are breaking over this area. I do like this long. Let's wait for a retest of yesterday's high for the breakout, or a break over pre-market high long. That'll be clearing these pivots. If we get over this zone, look at this for a gap fill. We could potentially fill that gap back into 90. So keep an eye on that gap to 90. Gold, we are looking to try and break out at some point. We've broken that pivot yesterday, which is great news. So if you want extra confirmation, let's look for the breakout over yesterday's high long. We'll be taking that pivot. While we're inside this zone, not a really big long area for me. But we can watch for a bounce back down at 4,000 to 4,040, this zone here. And that's the only plays I like. Short-term plays, break under pre-market low short into 4,040. If we get over yesterday's pre-market high, maybe long, but we do have yesterday's low there. We had a bit of a narrow range yesterday and we gave it all back today. So not looking good for longs just yet. Let's just see what happens. Might not be one to play or look at today. RTY, it's breaking this trend line. You can see this trend line here. This is a trend line. I'll just draw it like that. And we've broken it. We're coming back to retest it. We are below this point of control and a massive big volume shelf. 3,000 above is a target if we do break out long over pre-market high. Otherwise, if we can't break over this zone, then let's look for shorts. Let's look for a short under pre-market. What is that? Pre-market low. Yes, it's got to break yesterday's high. Come back and retest it. That would take out any orders sitting there waiting. YM next. How are we doing for time? We've got 10 minutes. YM, big crazy move last couple of days. We're coming back into that big volume shelf, point of control area, massive area of confidence there as well. 52,700, 52,800, 53 above. This is a rejection zone. Keep an eye on that. So for me, under pre-market low, break and retested yesterday's high, short back down into that area. Watch yesterday's high low, 52.44 potential bounce. Over pre-market high, like it long into 53. And then finally, Bitcoin. Oh, this looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Is this an end of a little mini uptrend? We were originally putting in higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then this is a structure break here. Lower high, lower low. So here, this is a structure break, lower high. We're not determined what we're doing yet. If we take out that low, we are just starting to curve back round again, and this could be a movement back down to the 60,000 area. So it looks like a tough area. Is that a head and shoulders pattern? We don't know yet. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder in this region. For me though, we're under that big volume shelf. We've got this big area of confidence as well at 64. So shorts under 64 only, break and retest short. Longs, if we can get above that area. That's the only two plays I'm watching on Bitcoin. I think that's it. Yeah, we're coming into that zone. Nice bounce in ES today, by the way. And just take a look at order flow. I've been doing some more tweaks on this order flow yesterday. So I've got time and sales on my other screen, just on keep an eye on. I think I found the issue. I'm not sure if it's platform. I'm not sure it's my computer. I'm not sure. It's definitely not Footprint Pro. It might be the connection coming in through Apex and Rhythmic. So maybe I just need to do a reinstall. I might fix it all. Because yesterday my data was delayed. I left it running all day as a test. Came back, reconnected, disconnected, reconnected Apex, and it all got back to normal again. So it may not be an issue. It could be my Rhythmic Pro. Like I said, I've had everything installed for over a year, so I haven't reinstalled my machine for some time. And I use it for everything. I use it for development, coding, video editing, everything, trading. I've got a dedicated machine next to me which I'm going to use for editing and development. Keep this as just trading only, just see whether that changes anything. That's a job for the summer. I know it's the summer now, but I've got too much to do before I go away next week. Quick reminder, I won't be around from middle of next week for 2 weeks, so I'm taking a 2-week break. Be nice to have a break from training. I might pop in during the daytime. I'll be in France, so my days will start at 3:30 PM, not 2:30 PM. I probably won't be around. This is an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, potentially. Let me just see if I can get No, I'm not gonna. I won't load my large orders yet because I'm just testing out footprints today. I'll gradually bring them back in again. Right. So what am I looking for in the open? We've got 6 minutes. I do like a bounce in this area. I'm looking for it to pull back, potentially back down to 74.83. Back down here. And I'll potentially look for a long. And if we lose that area, we do have a yesterday's high below as well. Maybe look for a short under 74.80. So short probably below this little zone. That's my opening market potential trades. I'll only do it if order flow sets up. What am I seeing at the moment? I'm seeing positive deltas at the low. Positive deltas at the low. We're seeing a buy delta flip. A negative lack of sellers on this last candle. Then we had a delta divergence. So red candle, green delta. So aggressive buyers were in this red candle. So we didn't have any more follow through on the downside. Buyers came in. Then we had our first break off this structure. If I zoom out, that's a pivot there. Rejected it, positive delta, and then the buyers came in and said, nope, we're not rejecting, pushed out. We could have found the entry probably either on the break of this candle, on a green candle, or the break of this red candle. Positive delta again, red candle, so delta divergence, showing more aggressive buyers were absorbing all the selling pressure. And then big deltas, look at these deltas, 400, 400, 200, 400, 300, there's 370 in this current candle. So all looking good for longs at the moment. Although right now you'll be chasing, I won't be getting in long. We have got some sellers coming in on this delta chart. There's a divergence here. Look at that. We could have easily seen this earlier. I don't trade the early sessions, but at 8:30 this morning we saw the change in divergence. Price was selling off. Delta started to change. So if you're looking for a reversal, this is exactly what you're looking for, and this is a perfect reversal. We've got a bottom in there. What time was that? That was at 8:40. This area here, remember I said it looked like a bottom there. And then we put in a slightly higher low around 9 AM, this area here. A delta flip, that's one confirmation. This delta divergence is another confirmation. A higher low is another confirmation. And then we're looking for a push out on volume, big aggressive volume around 905. 905, that's exactly the area is looking around this zone here. Remember I said it's the area to watch. And that's the zone there, which I matched up about 905, and then delta pushed up, price pushed up. So this would have been the entry. Had I been watching earlier, I would have seen that delta divergence. I would have been waiting for this, and it would have been taking out this pivot as well. That's where we take out that area there as well. So that would have been a good entry, good exit, and lots of confirmations confirming that. This is a perfect delta flip. You know what? I'm going to take a screenshot. Should be for my trading database on the premium Discord. Let's go to it. It's a perfect delta. It's a perfect delta flip. sorry, it's a perfect cumulative delta divergence. Let me, while we're here, I will mark that up, but I'm going to put it in. I will mark that up in Discord later. Do it now. Market's about to open, so I'll mark that up in a minute, that screenshot. Market's open. Let's see, I'm getting the lag again on my data connection. Let's just see, 7503. Oh no, my data's correct. It's just the ticks coming in. 504. Remember I said I like the long. If we get over 7,500, I like it long particularly, which we're kind of in that area. And not rushing in. But just back to up to date. It is working much better now. So 7,500. Look at this positive delta. I like the long still. I love this pullback. Positive delta, positive delta. We've got a negative delta into 7,500. I'm going to go long now. I'm now long on the bounce of 7,500. Remember, I go long over 75. I don't want to go short into it. So I'm currently long on this delta. Lack of sellers pulling back. Are we going to hit that first 10 tick? Here we go. It's 10 ticks. I'm not even sure I've got my trade copier turned on. I have, yeah. Good. So are we going to hit 20 ticks? I do like this aggressive buyers coming in. Look at this buyer, although we do have a topping tail here. So this makes me a little bit on the nervous side. I'm going to see whether this candle does hit my 20 tick. If we've got buyers come back in this next candle, then it will. Buyers coming in. There you go, 20 ticks, and I'm break even already. How about that for an easy trade? And again, we were watching this on the open. Lots of buying coming in, lack of sellers coming in. I wasn't going to chase it, but we had this pullback. Positive delta, then a negative delta, but with no follow through. Big positive delta at the bottom, so this is the pullback. And the entry was, I got in at market, so I was a few ticks later than what I wanted to get in, but I was in at market. I'm now at break even. So this is a totally risk free now. Apart from trailing drawdown, that's the only risk I've got on this trade. And it's pushing up. So I like to say I will be trailing. I'm waiting for a bit of a pivot. Started thinking of a new strategy right now as well. So I'm now trailing the previous point of control. If it does hit my 80 tick, then that'd be 75, 24. But we've got pre-market I above 75, 18. That's got to be a realistic target. So I'm trailing the pivots. Sorry, the point of controls. And it's probably about to trail me out first. Negative delta, and I'm out. And that's it. So that trade was about $700 on all my accounts. Nice easy trade. What's NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ's looking strong as well. Although we had a bigger sell-off in the post-market. So do I like the continuation here? Not sure. What's Delta's looking strong on NASDAQ right now. So big aggressive buyers coming in, starting to slow down in volume here, lack of buyers at the high. Although we've got reducing Delta rather than increasing Delta. So what am I seeing? Aggressive selling coming in. We did put in a new high. Could just be a head and shoulders. Smallish buying Delta at the high there. We've got some sellers, lack of buyers here. This could potentially be a rejection area. Head and shoulders, this is a right shoulder here. I'm tempted to find a short. I'm going to go short right now, only because there's only one aggressive buyer here, only two up here. So the high of the day is currently not an area of interest from buyers. So we just hit my, I'm about to hit 10 ticks. Is that 10 ticks? A few more ticks. It's not trying, it's not, no, didn't like that 10 tick. It tried, it got so close. Still lack of buyers on this last candle. So it should hit the 10 ticks now. It's struggling. Come on in, buy, come on sellers. Look at that, holding my 10 tick. How annoying is that? 1, 2, 3 candles down there. This is basically playing that head and shoulders right shoulder. And it's a rejection at a key level. This is pre-market high area. Lack of buyers in these last few, although buyers did come back in this one. Buying imbalances as well. Does that mean we got buyers coming back in? Leave it zoomed in. But we don't have any follow through, then it's definitely sellers absorbing all the buyers up here. There you go, so we're back down. Are we going to hit that 10 tick now? No, holding it. It's really holding it. There you go, that's 10 ticks. I'm bringing my 20 tick in a little bit. Just high of day. It will go to break even as soon as we hit my 20 tick, which it's probably going to get to. There you go. Now I'm at breaking. How about that? 2 easy trades and I'm now risk free. Again, identifying order flow opportunities is what's real key here. Anad, I'm not going to end 5 red days in a row now. So whatever happens, I'm green today. Hurrah! I've had 4 red days in a row. I very rarely have red days. I've struggled over the last couple of months. Last month for sure. I've got an 80 tick target down now. Just zooming out to see what areas of resistance could be any aligned point controls. There's not much. Zooming in though. Let's just see whether we can break down. Lack of buyers again here. That's why I liked it. We had lack of buyers coming into the high. We had that high with only 2 aggressive sellers. Let me pull back. Lack of buyers on the pullback. Look at that, minus 22, plus 14. Lack of buyers on the ask again with a big negative candle. So we know there's lack of buyers up here. And then we held this area down here. And then we had lack of buyers on that pullback. No real positive delta as well. You know, price put in a high, no aggressive buyers. And then we sold off. So I wasn't, even when it was pulling back there, I wasn't overly fussed. So now I'm trailing the pivots back down, and I will be trailing point of controls. I want to get it moving first. How about this for a nice trade? This is a nice easy trade, this one. 2 easy trades in a row. I'm trailing the point of controls now. We're smack bang in that opening range. What's NASDAQ doing? Big topping tail on NASDAQ. Obviously, I want to see a short here because I'm short on a swing play. So a long and a short today would be perfect. So I'm green, really green today. So very green, which is good. I think I'm out. Apparently I'm out. Not quite sure why it says I've got contracts on here. I'm just going to my positions. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. Okay, I'm not quite sure why I was out. It still said I had my sim count running. But I looked up and I saw that my rhythmic said I had no net position. My net position was 0. Okay, so that is an $1,800 day today. That's made up for the last few days. How about that? As long as you got your risk in place, you have some smaller red days, but all it takes is a day like today, and that gets back all the profit you lost, all of the red from the last 4 days back in one trade. That's good. Although I didn't intend to take 2. I'm not sure why my positions were taken out. I just got out there. That's my sim account. I got out there. But I just noticed I didn't have anything running on my rhythmic, so there's no point keeping the sim running. So I just got out. But this trade is still working. My 80 tick target would have been down here at 74, 92, 90 area. And we're coming right into it now. So this would have been 80 ticks. How about that for a real good reversal? We watched trend continuation first, while waited for a low volume pullback. And then we saw this head and shoulders pattern forming. I went short on that right shoulder. I prefer the right shoulder, but you could have taken the break and retest. Look at this. That's our neckline there. My short was here. That's my right shoulder short there. But the break was here, and the retest back into the neckline. You could have easily taken it there for extra. That's higher probability trade, and look how well that went. Easily 2R on the first move, 3, 4, 4R, easy 4R trade if you took the break and retest. Nice easy day today. Sorry, I've not been looking at the comments. Good morning to Craig and good morning to 212. Don't forget, we got 0 likes, so please smash that like button. I would really be grateful for that. When I said I had about 1,800 per account, I wasn't far off. I was absolutely smack bang on. Trading my evals. Exactly $1,800. I just quickly worked out in my head. I don't generally look at P&L. I've just logged into my or not logged in. I just opened up my NinjaTrader dashboard just to make sure I'm out of everything, because something funny has happened. Look at this. It says I got out over here, and I know I didn't. Although I'm seeing a bit of lag now. What is the current price? 74.88, 74.85. So still not something not quite right. Let me just, and it's just disconnected and reconnected. And I need to get to the bottom of it. I'm literally, I know it's not my Footprint Pro, so I'm running that on my other stream, and that is smack bang on right now. So it's definitely something, but I've not updated NinjaTrader on that. That's the thing. My NinjaTrader is still the old version. Nasdaq selling, look a bit more selling than ES. ES is about to retest pre-market high. I'm sorry, yesterday's high, which is also pre-market low. Here you go. So I reset my Apex, and it's all back again. There's got to be something to do with the connection going from Apex through to NinjaTrader. It's so strange. Oh, I appreciate the likes. Thank you very much, everyone. Has anybody taken any trades today? How about that? Look at that for a move down. I was on the wrong stream. Huh, yeah. I have that. The other stream is my 24/7 one. That runs every day. 24/7, and then this stream I run for about an hour every morning. I do the pre-market live, pre-market prep, and then do some live trading. Still in a downtrend. Look at this. There's no longs for me in this area. Reason for that, lack of buyers decline on the pullback. You know, if you're looking for confirmation for a short, even though I wouldn't take it now, it's so extended. You want to see lack of buyers at a low, and then you've got buyers come in, but the next delta is 285 delta there, 141 delta, then a -11. Talk about showing lack of commitment from buyers right now. And then we had a pullback, buyers came in, only 84, and then look at this, 187 aggressive buying delta on this candle, but with no follow through. 122, no follow through. So this is lack. This means the sellers now, we've seen lack of sellers here. The buyers, lack of buyers here, because they're reducing the numbers. Then the buyers did try, but the sellers absorbed all of that buying pressure. And then lack of buyers, there's a bit of neutral around here. And then it's just not very good at all from the buying. And then 102 buyers on that one, aggressive buyers, top and tail, bottom tail meant. And then buyers push this candle up, sellers brought it back down with a negative delta. So it's not in doubt at all that sellers are in control right now. And that could change very quickly. Here we are barcoding for a bit. So we've got some small red deltas, some bigger green deltas, some red deltas. So not much here. This is probably just resting for a bit, and we might add some follow through. Oil, crude oil on the 5 minute, it's got topping tail, topping tail, topping tail, topping tail. If that breaks that 5 minute trend, we might be looking at the early signs of a potential rejection. So keep an eye on oil around 85.50. Bear in mind, this is just for educational use only. Whatever trades you take, it's down to you. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing on the screen. I'm away next week. Can have. And Craig says nothing yet. I'm down 500 eval than yesterday. Well, there's no need to jump into a trade. It's an inside day. We're definitely inside the range now because we just pulled into through yesterday's high without a reaction as well. Did we have a reaction yesterday's high? 74.80 area. And maybe that's a reaction there. Small bounce. Oh, that's when I was talking about lack of commitment from buyers. So if you were long on that break and retest of, I wouldn't have gone long because I don't just go long if it touched the level, wait for confirmation. There was no confirmation for a long here. Remember I said if you're looking for a bottom tail, there's lack of buyers. Sellers were in control. Sellers are still in control. So that's when you look at the previous day levels and you say who's in control. If I'm looking for a bounce, you want to see buyers in control. Then you want to see lots of green deltas and follow through. You want to see lack of sellers, but we didn't get that. It just went right through. This is also a rejection zone I liked as well. Bearing in mind we've got the trend line coming in around 74.50 area. We might see a reaction down there. So maybe that if you're short, that could be a nice target. One thing I'm not a big fan of is this new layout, and it's only a temporary layout while I'm trying to get to the bottom of my, whether it's my data, whether it's my computer, or whether it's do you know what? I've also been meaning to do a full hardware diagnostics on this machine. It's running 24/7 literally for the last 3 years since I upgraded it and built it, and I think I've never done a diagnostics on it. So it could be just memory failing. It runs a lot. Might be dusty as well. I need to strip it all down, clean out the dust. But I do it every day for other people's computers. Very rarely look after my own. Sad, really. Nasdaq's reacting at yesterday's high. And then let's take a look. See when I see lots of delta divergences: green with an orange box, red with an orange box, green with an orange box, and then another green here. Oh, that's a red with an orange, red with no one. This one has got an orange box. I start thinking, are we starting to see signs of a reversal? And then you start wondering, why are we looking for a bounce or rejection? Nasdaq is bouncing off of the yesterday's high, whereas ES, which has gone through yesterday's high, might be doing a break and retest of it. We closed below it. Oh, the opening range, by the way, I forgot to talk about this. Opening range candle was formed 5 minutes ago. We've got a high 75.15 roughly. That'd be good if it takes out pre-market high. We've got the low, and we've got an official breaking candle. I'm so sorry I missed this one out. So we are officially in an opening range short right now. My algos are both taking it on ES and Nasdaq. So you could technically take the short right now. 74. So the entry is basically a little bit below right where we are now. The stop would be 74.88. Strategies, that's just even I'm late into it. I will take it because it is my plan. It's not coming into a big psychological number. We're below that. So I'm going to sell the low. So if we come back down, I'll enter myself back in. I'm only risking $100 on this trade. Got my max loss here set to 100. What is this? ES. So it probably won't even, it'd be one contract. So it'd probably be more than $100 risk. What is this risk? Before I get in, I'd like to know my risk. 88 down to 72. So that's about 15. Yeah. So that's not going to be $100. That's going to be close to 500. So I'm going to come out of that for a second. I'm going to switch this to MES. and then I'm going to sell low, get back in. So MES 15, that's just 2 contracts for $100. Just make sure I got it right. Done. Do you know what? I should be setting up platforms whilst trading. Oh, interesting. This is interesting. Maybe this is related. Look at this error I've just got up. Because I trade off the sim account and I copy it to my Apex accounts. Sim 1 where there's no market data available to drive the simulation engine affected orders to sell. Maybe it's related. I don't know. That's interesting. Look at all these errors I'm getting as well. So I'm keeping, these are all the errors I've got coming up today. Maybe it's time. Maybe it is my NinjaTrader. Maybe I just need to refresh it all. To do with storing on the database as well. $9.44. Yeah, around that time I noticed a lag. So here we go. This is probably what's doing it. That's why I'm keeping the logs open. Okay, well, this is a live diagnostic session brought to you by myself on if you have issues with NinjaTrader. First thing to do is look at the logs. There you go. I reckon that's probably what the issues are. Let's try to put orders in. Loads of database errors as well. So I reckon I might have found the issues. Let me just so I'm a bit quiet. I'm just updating my notes. So when I look into this later, just making screenshots of everything, I can review what's going on because it's definitely slow. My other machine's running perfectly fine, so it's definitely not to do with my indicator. I've got loads of my indicators running on there. It's definitely a performance issue. I reckon it's my NinjaTrader because I have a lot of development stuff on it. I reckon something's causing it to not run that well. So I think my next job is to strip out everything and then just rebuild it like a fresh new version of NinjaTrader. Okay, so apologies for the slight quietness. Any comments? No, there's no comments. So yeah, so I'm only going to be here until Wednesday next week. Well, I won't be here Wednesday. I'll be gone from Tuesday. Craig's here. So, well, to make sure I wasn't talking to myself, that's why I just wondered who's around. Just catching up with what's going on. So I've just done the Apex disconnect and reconnect. Has anybody else noticed any issues with their NinjaTraders? I'm pretty sure you probably wouldn't have done. So we've got a delta on ES at the moment. So you can't see it on my screen. I can see it on the other live stream. We've got aggressive buyers coming in, but price is selling hard. I'm just looking at my code, and I've just updated my footprints as well to give me more information about this, and it's definitely telling me the market data's not coming in fast enough, because my NinjaTraders keep my Footprint Pro is keeping up with the data coming in, and it's not coming in fast enough. So it's got to be a connection, Rhythmic or NinjaTrader not processing it fast enough, which is a good sign. I'm a good coder, so generally my code is pretty decent. So now I've just restarted Apex again. I can't optimize my Footprint Pros any better. Literally, it's causing me to optimize and optimize, and I've really optimized it. It should be run when it's running great. It'll be run when I get my NinjaTrader working properly. It'll be running amazing. And for anyone else using it, it'll probably be running amazing. They don't have all of the same development software running in the background. There's loads of stuff, loads of servers running off my NinjaTrader as well, where I'm monitoring code and stuff. So I know it's been a bit of an annoyance of mine over the last month where I've had performance issues, but I'm pretty sure I'm narrowing it down to a development NinjaTrader. So I know I'll be, but hasn't really affected my trading. That ORB is working great, by the way. Hopefully you're about to hit 1R. I didn't take it in the end. I couldn't get in quick enough. I wasn't going to chase. I missed the entry, so I just chose not to take it. Probably a good thing to do. You know, you do that enough times, then it forms a habit of not chasing bad trades or getting in if you miss an entry. If you miss an entry, you miss an entry. My algo's target is 74.39 for ES and 28,015 for NASDAQ. That's the targets on the algos. It's about 1.5R, I think. John says intense battle there on the ES. Yeah, you can see it. Topping tail, bottom tail, topping tail, bottom tail, topping tail. Finally gave up. Buyers were trying. We talked about that divergence. We could see that divergence. Buyers tried, just sellers absorbed. Nasdaq's finally lost yesterday's high. Look at this, talk about selling. Lots of liquidity coming in now. Yeah, it's selling again. Nice big sell-off here. That's what I like to see. That ORB is on fire, by the way. You've hit 1R, you're coming into your. Let's work it out. So entry, exit. So 1R, 2R would be 74.40, 3R 74.21. And it's about to hit 1.5R on the algos. That's the inside day target. Amazing trade. So hopefully somebody took that. Look at this. That is now 1.5R target. Good job. Anyone who took that ORB short, brilliant, brilliant play. If you followed the rules in my ORB playbook, which I've got in the screen right now, then you would have known exact entries and exits, and you would have done okay. So what you would have made today on that one trade would have covered this book 1,000 times. So there's a link in the description. I recommend getting it. It's on Amazon, and it's a perfect ORB playbook. It's got everything, all my strategies, even if you missed it. And one thing I did miss today, and I didn't mention it because I was busy looking at my code, I missed the original entry, and there's another strategy for missed entries, the break and retest, and look how good that would have been. Had I gone for the break and retest, my entry would have been, my stop would have been there. Let's find my target in place. We would have just hit 2.5R. That would have been target. You could have easily got 2R out of that, 1R for 2R, and it's still going. So easy ORB trade today. So I really hope somebody's taken that. And even though I missed the actual candle setting up, I did call it live. I just didn't get into it. Let's switch back to my ES. So congratulations on the ORB today. I am just going to get rid of some of my key levels, marked orders. Make a cleaner chart. NASDAQ's not hit target yet. ES is showing more weakness than NASDAQ right now, which is a first because for the last few days, last week or so, it's been the other way around. And SPX coming back down to my entry area for the for my short. Looking good. Is there anything else exciting happening? Are we coming into key levels? We are in a bounce area potentially. We've gone through the trend line. We're back under that trend line, by the way, now. And I'm going to show you my screen. This is what I use for all my analysis, by the way. I use TradingView. But there's that trend line we've had. Big breakout there. We could see a couple of things happen now. We might see a bottom tail candle and then kind of bounce off that trend line and continue to move up. Or we might see continuation back down. That's the area I'm watching next. 7,400 bounce. Also, this is a big volume shelf here. Big area confluence as well. Got some bottom tails down here as well. Some pivots. So we may see a reaction around 74.20. Keep an eye on that. But as it is, we've broken through that big volume shelf. So are we going to bounce here, or are we going to continue back down and then get back down into the last couple of days FOMC and yesterday's lows from there potentially? But keep an eye on 7,400. 7,500 is an area to watch as well. We said that's a rejection area. We don't go short into it. We don't go long into it. We just use that as a psychological number. Notice how we've been holding at 7,500 for some time. And we're right below this point of control. So for me, now we're below that area, I like the break and retest back up into that 74.50. 74.50 was a bounce area, but we just drifted straight through it without looking back. 74.50, let's find it on here. We came down 55, 52, slight bounce, and we just lost it. So that was definitely not a good play at all. Again, we wouldn't have taken it because there was no confirmation. So while I'm talking, I'm just doing live debugging of code and yeah, I just put my log into my AI and it reckons it's a damaged database. So I'm probably going to be doing a complete reset of my NinjaTrader, fresh install. But I'm going to do that today. So I might even do that right now. Now it's fresh in my mind. So I'm probably going to call it a day. Good day today. I'm ending. I'm going into the weekend green. I'm not ending the week red. Pretty much break even for the week now after today's decent play. 2 trades today. Exactly $1,800 per account. Exactly. So whatever it is minus commissions, I'll have a look later. So, but according to my Apex, according to my NinjaTrader, $1,800. I was trading 4 eval accounts today. The ones I bought for FOMC. There you go. Although my sim account didn't fare much. I don't know why it's lower. My sim account. Remember that little funny quirky thing earlier. 1,800 exactly. So decent day. Those accounts were a bit down. No, they were my older accounts. Sorry, I've still got 4 accounts I've not used yet. I forgot about them. I will probably enable them on Monday or do something with them. Yeah, so I forgot about those accounts. I've not hooked them up to my copier. I've still been busy trying to sort out my my NinjaTrader. So I'm going to call it a day now. I'm going to reset one. So I'm going to close the stream as well because I really don't want to see me doing my NinjaTrader repo. I'm going to do a full backup and then I'm going to do a complete reset. I've got all my code. I'll recompile it with the latest version. If I have issues on Monday, then I've got to look at Rhythmic. I wonder if there's a new version for that. And if I have issues, it might be my PC, so it's time to reinstall. So narrow it down, that's how you work it out. So appreciate every single person today. I will be back Monday, 9 AM Eastern time. 2 more days left for my trading and I'm done for a few weeks, couple weeks. So appreciate every single person. Trade safe, A+ setups only, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. fact, while I'm waiting for it to back up, I'll just keep my NinjaTrader open. Thank you, John. Right in this area of confidence right now, by the way. Look at this volume shelf. This is a reaction I said to expect. Remember, I said literally 5 minutes ago, might see a bottom tail candle here, big bottom tail candle as it pushes back up. Starting to do that now. But we have got relative weakness. Our order flow, Cumulative Delta is looking weak on both NASDAQ. ES might be a little bit of a recovery, but not convincing. Right, I think my NinjaTrader's backed up now, so I'm going to be reinstalling it. So definitely going, and I've got a few jobs to do today. School holiday, so I've got no scouts on a Friday, so it means I've got more time to do other things. So thank you, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you Monday. Thank you for watching.